Hello everyone, this is Ekta Takrani. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In the last two videos, I have taught you History Chapter 4, Tribals, Dikus and the Vision of Golden Age. So now this is the time for the question answers, right? So let us start with our NCERT solutions. And the first question is, what problems did shifting cultivators face under the British rule? So the videos will help you. If you have seen the videos, it will help you to answer this. Okay, so what we have seen with the shifting cultivators, what happened? They were not allowed, right? There was a ban on shifting cultivation. So, and they were asked to do settled cultivation. So the problem what they faced was, it was difficult for them to do cultivation in the areas where there is a water scarcity. There were some areas where water was scarce and soil was dry. So they were not able to do cultivation in such areas. So they faced the problem. Even they were facing problem for the survival. They were not able to produce enough yield for them. So a ban on shifting cultivation was very difficult for them, and it became difficult for them to survive in this situation. The next question is, how did the powers of the tribal chiefs change under colonial rule? So what we have seen, the tribal chief, the name itself is chief, means he was the head of the tribe, like a leader, like a king. So he enjoyed several powers. So what happened after the British rule? Before Britishers, they were very important people. They were enjoying all the powers, economic powers, administration, making laws, all the powers were with the chief of the tribe. But later when the Britishers came, they affected these people. They were even, although they were allowed to keep their land titles, they were having the power over the land, but they were not having the administration power. They were not like head now. Okay, and even they were asked to look after the tribal people, to maintain the discipline, and they were asked to pay tribute to the Britishers. So what we can say, that they were having the land and all, but still they were not having the authority and power which they enjoyed earlier. And even they were not able to fulfill their traditional functions, or we can say powers. In past, from generations, they were having the power of the chief. They lost these powers under the British rule. The third question is, what accounts for the anger of the tribals against the Dikus? They have given the name Dikus because they were very angry with these people, and they found that they are the cause of their misery. Who are these people? The landlords and the money lenders. So the tribal people referred these landlords and money lenders as Dikus, and the reason of their misery, because the money lenders were charging a very high rate of interest, and landlords were also asking for the revenue. They were not allowed to enjoy their ancestral rights, and they were being tortured by these groups. That is why they were angry with the Dikus. Now the fourth question, and this is the last question. What was Birsa's vision of a golden age? Why do you think such a vision appealed to the people of the region? If you remember, Birsa, he talked about the golden age. As the name of the chapter suggests, he talked about the golden age. He was dreaming of an age where he wants to live. He wants the tribal people to live in a golden age. So what was this age? We will see here. He was asking the people, he was requesting his followers to get back their glorious past. He was imagining the past where they were living a very good life without any influence or interference of the outsiders. Okay, and he called this past as Satyug. They were living a very good life. They were having their own areas, fresh water, planted trees and fruit gardens. They were very freely, they were earning their living. So they were not even engaged in any wrong activities. So he urged the people to follow these things and live honestly, give up all the evil practices, like to give up drinking liquor, and what to follow is to clean their villages, stop believing in the witchcraft and sorcery. So these were the things he don't want. This witchcraft and sorcery is, this term means the black magic, all these things they were doing. So he want the people, the tribal people, to leave all these things and live for a bright and golden age where they can live freely with honesty. So this vision was very much influencing. The people were influenced with this vision, as it was aiming at reforming the tribal society, because he wanted to bring changes in the tribal society, and the changes were good enough. So people were appealed with this vision of Birsa Munda. So this is all about this chapter. Now I will tell you about the match, fill in the blanks and true and false. Now, these are the fill in the blanks and the true and false of your NCERT book. Just note it down, prepare your notes, study well. Thank you.